From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2235, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020. One of the latest institutions facing a crisis because of the COVID-19 pandemic is a national treasure in the UK, with a reputation for being the epicenter of wartime code breaking.
The Bletchley Park Trust has said it lost more than 95% of its income between March and July as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and it has proposed a restructuring that would include elimination of as much as 1/3 of its workforce. Bletchley Park, like so many other heritage organisations, shut its doors on the 19th of March and reopened on a limited basis on the 4th of July. An estimated 85% of the Trust's staff was furloughed, and additional funding was obtained through the National Lottery Heritage Fund. The museum celebrates the heritage of the codebreakers of World War II who operated there at the Milton Keynes Country House. It has since become home to the Radio Society of Great Britain's National Radio Centre, which operates an educational communications exhibit in partnership with the Bletchley Park Trust. It is also home to NRC's amateur radio station GB3RS. The National Radio Centre, however, remains closed until further notice. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Sometimes a contest is more than just a contest, especially during quarantine. In Australia, a group of YLs has set out to show us how it's done.
This year, the 40th annual contest of the Australian Ladies Amateur Radio Association, or ALARA, doesn't just provide an opportunity to do your best on the air. It's being seen as a way to chip away at the social isolation that has become so entrenched during this global pandemic. The contest begins Saturday, August 29 at 0600 UTC and finishes on Sunday the 30th at 0559 UTC. As Sue, VK5 AYL contest manager for ALARA, said,
"We are really looking forward to hearing some young and new YLs in the contest this year and catching up with many amateurs along the way."
An ALARA contest page has been established on Facebook and its use is optional. It's available for hams to spot any contacts they've made with other YLs, but self-spotting is not permitted in this event. As organisers state on their Facebook page, and I quote, "We hope to meet you on the air." For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Graham Kemp, VK4BB, 73 and 88.
While the Indianapolis 500-mile race ran without fans in the stands, thousands of amateur radio operators from around the world were still able to reach out and touch history in the making.
During the week prior to the 104th running of the Indy 500, members of the W9IMS Special Events Station ran their own 7-day marathon to log contacts in honor of the 500-mile race. Due to COVID-19 concerns, the race was moved from Memorial Day weekend to August 23rd to allow pandemic issues to run its course. Track officials had to ban fan participation at the last minute and only allowed race crews and officials inside the 2.5-mile oval. That didn't deter the W9IMS Special Event Club. Despite poor band conditions, they successfully operated for 7 days, taking check-ins on most of the HF bands. The 500-mile race stats are not in yet, but the crew reported over 5,200 contacts for the first 2 races this spring. W9IMS normally operates 3 weeks of special event stations starting in May with the Indy Grand Prix, then the Indy 500, and then in July, the Brickyard 400. This year, every station who contacted W9IMS for all 3 races will receive a special certificate or QSL card. Check out the details on the W9IMS QRZ page. Reporting from Indianapolis for their Amateur Radio Newsline, this is Jack Parker, W8ISH.
And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, Graham Kemp, VK4BB, Jack Parker, W8ISH, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wellbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.